What's up, guys? Hey, Jared Beckstrand here, doctor of physical therapy, ToneandTitan.com, and I wanted to shoot a quick video today showing you 4 of my favorite exercises that I recommend to my patients all the time to help heal a diastasis recti condition safely and naturally. Let's jump into it right now. All right, first of all, thank you so much for joining me here today on Tone and Titan. I know there's a lot of great videos out there on this subject. I'm stoked you clicked on this one. I'm excited to be able to share with you a little bit of what I know and what I've learned regarding this common condition. So thanks so much for joining me. One quick plug, if you haven't done so already, I hope you take the chance to subscribe to this channel. I try to share a lot of great tips and exercise advice and even some healthy workouts. My goal is to help you guys to become fitter, healthier versions of yourselves. I hope you take the chance to subscribe to this channel. Also, at the end of this video, I'm planning on sharing a special announcement with you that is particularly special for diastasis recti, for you post-pregnancy, for you postpartum moms out there who might be looking to kind of tone and tighten the midsection a little bit more. I've got something special coming your way. I hope you stick around to the end of the video to hear that. And so, okay, let's get into this. Diastasis recti, what is it? So you've got 4 abdominal layers, your most superficial of which is called your rectus abdominis. It goes from the bottom of your rib cage to the top of your pelvis. It's that nice six-pack muscle. It's got 2 halves basically to it that run down right down the front right here. Again, in super toned individuals, that's that six-pack muscle that comes down the front. Now, what happens, it's got 2 halves to it. Those halves are joined together by some connective tissue in the middle. What happens is with increasing pressure, increasing intra-abdominal pressure on that area, it can actually cause it to stretch and to tear. And so most commonly I see this in pregnancy. There are men that do develop it. There's also a condition where excessive stress or excessive strain, maybe during a hard workout or whatever, can strain that ligament to cause it to tear. However, again, the most common population that I see it in is postpartum women and kind of post-pregnancy women. Just after that baby has grown in that stomach, it's those ab muscles that just get stretched and distended kind of day in and day out, can eventually cause that ligament or that connective tissue down the front of that muscle to eventually tear. Okay, so that's kind of what it is and why you get it. How do you know if you have the diastasis recti condition? This is actually a really common condition postpartum. In fact, up to about 65% of women develop this condition with pregnancy. I mean, that's a huge number. About 2 in every 3 pregnancies will get, I mean, to an extent, this diastasis recti condition. There is a home test that you can do to kind of figure out whether or not you have it. It's a little more detailed than I want to get into for the purposes of this video, but what I'll do is check out the description to this video. I'm also going to drop in a link right up here. That's where you need to go to see to do this home test to check whether or not you have the diastasis condition. Another big thing, if you do find out that you have it, there are some exercises that are indicated, meaning that are going to be really good for it. There's also some exercises that you should absolutely avoid. Basically, anything that's going to put undue stress on that muscle, we want to avoid stressing out that area while we're trying to heal it up. And so that being said, I shot another video that's all about the do's and don'ts of diastasis recti. Again, link is going to be right up here floating around. You can check that down in the description to this video to get access to those 2 videos. Important resources. I hope you guys check that out. But now, so let's get into it. So I just wanted to share with you 4 simple exercises that you can do at home to help heal up that diastasis recti condition. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go bring in my expert. All right, and here she is. I say expert just because I, believe it or not, have never had any children. This is my wife. She's had actually...
Can't believe it.
I know, right? Don't it look good? She's had 4 kids, you guys. And so with each one, well, I guess it was just after kind of our last 3, we kind of developed the diastasis condition each time. And so I kind of gave her some exercises. These are similar exercises that I ran her through. And so she's a champ. If I'm going to get anyone to demonstrate these to you, it's going to be her right here. So let's get into them. 4 exercises to help you heal up that diastasis recti. And so the first first thing that we want to do is train your transverse abdominis muscle to activate. When I say transverse abdominis muscle, there's a muscle that originates on your lower back, wraps around your sides, and kind of connects right in underneath that rectus abdominis muscle that gets torn with the diastasis condition. And so when we train that transverse abdominis muscle, it kind of serves like a corset. It kind of helps to suck everything in a little bit tighter, basically bringing the two torn halves closer together. So that's exactly what we want. And so your first exercise, and the one that you have to master if you're going to heal up that diastasis condition, is going to be just a transverse abdominis activation. I call it a posterior pelvic tilt with a brace. And so what that means is Camille's laying down here on her back, and the first thing we want to do is to set her core, to set her pelvis really in a little bit better position for a more effective muscle contraction. So what she's going to do is actually rock her hips backwards. What I tell people is try to envision like, and so come up out of that real quick, babe. And so you'll see if her back is arched, I can slide my hands underneath it pretty easily. If she rocks her hips backwards, she's going to flatten her back down into the table right now. All of a sudden now I can't get my hands underneath there. And so that's your first visual, is to do what we'd call a posterior pelvic tilt, just basically rocking your pelvis posteriorly, rocking your pelvis to the back. She's going to hold that position while she activates that transverse abdominis muscle. To do that, she's going to basically suck her belly button in towards her spine. Now, what I don't want with this is I don't want you to hold your breath while you do it. The most common problem that I see is people, when I say, okay, now let's suck your belly button into your spine, they just take a deep breath in. They go, and then all of a sudden they say, look at this good activation of this muscle. Well, no, what you're doing is you're just creating a negative pressure with your lungs and with your diaphragm to suck in your abs. So try to avoid that. You should be able to breathe normally through this. And so to go over it again, your first exercise, posterior pelvic tilt, so she's going to rock her hips backwards, and then she's going to use her muscles to draw her belly button in towards her spine. Now, when I recommend this to patients, we'll typically start with about a 5-second hold, work up to even about a 10-second hold. And so about a 5-second hold, try to repeat that about 10 to 20 times, and then increase in time and increase in reps up to about 30 times 10-second holds. So that's going to be your first exercise. To make that a little more difficult, exercise number 2, now we're going to hit that same contraction, but we're going to make it a little more difficult by adding some leg movement to it. And so she's going to do the same first 2 steps. Posterior pelvic tilt, flatten her back, tighten her tummy, so suck in the stomach. Now what we're going to do is hold this position while she's going to march. So with this left leg, she's going to bring that up to my hand and then back down. Right leg up to my hand and then back down. And then what I like to do, especially when you're starting out, is to just do one at a time. So hit march left, march right, and then reset the system. Camille, I've already ran her through countless times this workout, and so she's a little bit better at being able to hold that contraction, so the posterior pelvic tilt with the abdominal contraction, and then she was march, 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 march. And so this is the most important factor right here. Don't worry about this. I want you to do it with being able to hold this good, this nice tight state right here, this nice tight condition in your stomach. Flatten your back, tighten your tummy, march left, march right, and then relax. If you're a beginner, if you can handle a little bit more consistent marching while holding that contraction, you can march, 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 march up to about 5 marches per leg. A good number to shoot for is about 3 sets of about 10 marches each leg. Is where we're going with that one. Okay, exercise number 3, we're actually going to grab a ball. We're going to kick on a little bit different muscles with this one. We're going to add some ball squeezes to this. And so just a regular ball. This is from like our doubles. We've got like a basketball game down in our basement. That's all this is from. Any ball will work. If you don't have a ball, you don't have kids. No, just kidding. And so a pillow, a folded up pillow will also work with this. You just want something to squeeze between your knees. And so now what we're going to do is add just a few more muscle contractions to this system. First 2 steps are always the same. Flatten the back, tighten the tummy. Now what she's going to do is squeeze that ball together. As a bonus, we can even hit a Kegel exercise, Kegel, Kegel, potato, potato, Kegel exercise with this as well. And so go ahead and relax. If you've reached this point, if you're watching this video, chances are you probably know what Kegels are. I mean, Women's Health postpartum fitness especially, it's a huge thing. Basically just keeping your pelvic floor strong and tight. All the muscles that are basically inside your pelvic ring, these are the ones that stop you from urinating, that stop you from defecating. I mean, you know, the ones...
Such grown-up words.
I mean, you know, you try to be professional. Like, don't pee, don't fart. Those are the muscles that you're going to use. And so flatten your back, tighten your tummy, and so she's got that nice TA activation going. Again, we're bringing those halves together. We're going to squeeze the ball, and then we're going to hold in a fart. And we're going to hold that for about a 3-second count, and then we're going to relax everything. Flatten the back, tighten the tummy, squeeze the ball, hold in the fart, and then we're going to hold that for 3 seconds. I'm sorry if that's crass, you guys. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about, though. Okay, and so that's exercise number 3. Finally, exercise number 4, we're going to actually get Camille off of her back, and we're going to do some modified side planks. And so she's going to roll over onto her left side right now. Basically, you know, the 3 that I've shown you so far. Let's see how long you can hold this.
Okay.
The three that I've shown you so far, we've been concentrating. She's been laying on her back. It's been a very similar muscle contraction. To get up out of that, all of a sudden now we're going to do a side plank. We're going to work the obliques a little bit harder, but what I want her to focus on, so right now she's on her left elbow, she's on the outside of her left knee, her right leg's out straight. She's using all the muscles over here on the left side of her core to keep herself upright and straight in this position. What she's also going to focus on, again, diastasis recti centered with this, is I actually want her to hit one of those TA contractions while she's up. And so we're contracting the oblique on the side, but then we're also activating that transverse abdominis muscle while she's up in this hold. That's pretty good.
That's when it gets hard. Oh.
I know. So again, just thinking, so we've got to activate that corset muscle, that transverse abdominis muscle while you're up. Oh, she's going to even it up. And so now, right elbow, right knee, out on her left foot. Again, we're focusing on these right obliques down here, but then again, it's that suck it in muscle that we're really after. Again, that's what's going to bring those 2 halves together in closer. And so what I recommend to people is a 10-second hold is a good number to start with. You can get up to 20, up to even 30-second holds. As soon as you're able to maintain that 30-second hold in this modified side plank position with a good muscle contraction right here, that's when I say, okay, let's take it out into a full plank. But she's even going to do it for us. And so let's get out. And so she's out on the outside of her right foot. She's on her right elbow. Now all of a sudden it's just a longer lever arm that she has to support right here. And again, that transverse abdominis muscle activation is what we're after. So there you are, you guys. So those are 4 great exercises that I recommend to my patients in my physical therapy clinic all the time. Those are ones that, again, Camille's a master at. She's been through those a number of times.
Yes,
I really hope that those help you guys out. And so one more thing that I mentioned in the intro of this video, special announcement time, you guys. Camille and I, we've actually put together an entire program for you. These diastasis recti videos and these kind of, you know, ab workout videos are some of my more popular videos on YouTube. And so around that we thought, oh, there's probably a lot of people out there who need this information, who want this information, who want to heal their diastasis recti the right way, who want to even kind of tone and tighten their abs after childbirth, after pregnancy. And so we've put together an entire program for you guys. It's called the Mommy Tummy Fix, and we're actually just 1 week away from launching it. And so the launch date on it is April 16th, 2019. If you guys are watching this video before that day, it's not available yet.
It's coming.
If you're watching this video after April 16th of 2019, it is available right now. Basically, it's a progression to these core exercises. We're just scratching the surface here. One of the biggest comments, one of the biggest questions that I get on my channel is, you know, what's next? I can do all these diastasis recti exercises. What's the next step? And so what we did is we put together a progression of about 6 weeks of about 6 different workouts that's going to take you from the next step to the next step to the next. The other thing that we focused on, and just a little teaser here, you're also going to get some eating tips and some recipe guide, and then also some other kind of home cardio type exercises as well. Yep. Just with the understanding that you can't spot treat fat. You can't just do core. If only, right? You can't just do core exercises to tone and tighten your core. It needs a more well-rounded approach. That's what you're going to get in this Mommy Tummy Fix. So again, April 16th is the launch date for that. We hope you guys come back to check that out. I'll leave a link to that as soon as it launches in the description to the video as well. If you guys have any questions or comments about anything we've talked about, anything that I've displayed in this video, please leave that down below. And until next time, you guys, we'll see you right back here on Tone and Tighten.